We're live.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
We were just talking about how we feel really rusty.
Yeah.
So rusty.
Oh man.
Like, did you guys ever see that movie Talladega Nights?
Yes.
Where he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
He like puts them up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hi, friends.
Hello. I'm like reading off all the names. I was gonna be like, hello, Lauren. Hello, Kaylin. I'm like, oh wait.
That's me.
And I know her.
Oh yes. Yeah. Hello, Monica and Elizabeth and Kim and Keisha. All the people.
So good to see everyone.
I know.
Feels like forever.
Yeah, how is everyone? I talked to some of you, but
what's
not
the question that we asked? What's the best thing? Like,
Oh yeah.
what's the best thing that happened to you this week? How about that?
Yeah, that's good. Well, I'm redoing one of my guest bedrooms as a birthday present from my mom, and I'm very excited because I'm gonna have one of these two ladies staying in it in September. So I wanted to make sure it was all cute. So that's been like probably the most exciting thing that's been happening in my life.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I love doing that. So
me too. I'm a huge room renovator
and decorator. Yeah.
Decorator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, we decided that we were gonna finally visit each other. So Liv and I will be flying out to hang out with Kaylin, and we're like super excited. It's gonna happen in September.
Yeah, I'm so stoked.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
We're not gonna sleep, but it's gonna be great.
Yeah. I think we're planning on vlogging a little bit too. Yes. All of us.
Even you?
Even me? Hopefully.
Yeah.
Unless something drastic happens, but yeah.
We're not hoping for that.
No.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing really exciting has happened this week. I mean, we went to Tennessee, but it was under not so fun terms.
Definitely.
And then I'm going to baby shower tomorrow, so that's fun. I think this is like the 4th one I've been to this year. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel literally like every other week you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to this baby shower. I'm like, what was that last month? I'm confused.
Yeah, something like that.
The COVID babies are popping out.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've been here.
Nice. Love me some Lake Michigan swimming. It's freezing, but
it's freezing.
Okay. I didn't know that beaches weren't that cold, like that wasn't a common thing, because my beach was Lake Michigan growing up.
Yeah.
And then I found out, I was like, oh, Michigan is freezing because it's in the north.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Ooh, summer break. My dad can relate. He's a teacher, so he's been trying to find something to do with himself.
Like, that would be awesome. But teachers work so hard. So
honestly, if I was a teacher during the summers, I would just do nothing. I'd be like, gonna be putting so much work in.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know what the best part of my week was. Aw,
this is so cool.
Well, welcome.
I love that. What do they call that? Like a kismet, or never mind. It's fine.
What are you talking about?
Like when like something happens like that, not like spontaneous, but there's something that happens that is like meant to be, but there's a word for it. Anyway, just forget me.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. I don't know what the best. I participated in Summerween, which was really fun.
Yeah.
And I vlogged again, which was fun, and like successfully, which was exciting.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, me too. And I just sold my computer. I'm excited about that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I sold my iMac so I could get a PC, which feels weird to say because I'm an Apple lover, but
trust me, you'll love it.
Yeah. What are you going to use for your editing, by the way?
Well,
sorry, this is like so.
No,
probably no one else is interested, but
well, answer really fast. No, I'm gonna use probably my work laptop because
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
and
true.
it's a little bit easier. But I might try and do what you do, which is Final
Adobe.
Cut or not.
Yeah.
What is it?
Premiere.
Premiere.
You should try it. I
I
just don't have the time to dedicate to it.
Yeah,
To learn it.
it's a learning curve for sure.
Yeah.
Monica's doing summer reading too. And it's winter? What?
Oh, geez.
No. We're flip flop.
Yeah,
That's
and we have a summer read, so sorry.
Oh yeah. Maybe it'll take you away. Like it'll
Yeah.
make you feel like you're in summer.
Well, what are you all currently reading? I love this question.
This question too.
Do you have anything, Zoe?
I just finished Summerween, so I'm not. I was reading beforehand The Project by Courtney Summers, but
Yeah.
I wasn't getting into it, so I didn't want to keep reading it and then like DNF it. So I think I'm gonna like put it aside and wait until I'm more for it. But yeah, I just finished reading like 4 books during Summerween, so I'm like taking a little bit of a break.
Yeah. I need to read Imaginary Friend, but the thing is massive.
Yeah, it's huge. It's like it's huge. I'm in between either reading thanks. I'm in between either reading Fortuna Sworn. Have you guys heard of that one?
No.
What?
Fortuna Sworn. It's like a little bit of a little more spicy fantasy series, which I'm excited about.
Oh,
Or I really want to read The Maidens next.
Oh yeah, I
those
just
two.
that.
Oh, look at that.
We could read it at the same time. I just got that.
I'm
Oh, you
also
did?
obsessed with Zoe's hair. Yeah, you guys should buddy read it and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm gonna love it. So
This one was good too.
Oh, I got that one too. That's the one I want to read. You guys are like reminding me what I have on my shelf to read.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. I read it in April. It was okay.
Aw, bummer. Riley Sager, come
You
on.
liked The Push though, didn't you, Zoe?
I did really, really like The Push. Yep.
Yeah, I had a feeling you would.
Yeah. After I pushed through it.
Yeah. Everyone's reading The Maidens.
Yeah. Dang. Really? Okay. Oh, nice.
It has Persephone and Hades references in it. I know.
I'm nervous about that fact. Like
Maidens? No, it's not.
I'm nervous that I'm not. It does not sound like it's so annoying to me because I'm like, this does not sound intriguing to me at all. But I have to read it because everyone says.
Yeah, the synopsis sounds boring.
I have a feeling that author is gonna be like one of the new big time thriller authors. Yeah,
I hope so. That would be awesome.
both of it. I mean, his first one was The Silent Patient, and coming in with that,
Yeah,
True. That was a good one.
yeah. I read the first one of this series, but it's as far as I got.
I'm way far in and still haven't finished it.
I do like this
like
series,
4
though.
years.
Yes, we're
We all
fans.
like this one. Well, Kaylin hasn't read it, but she'll like it.
I know I will. I'm excited to read it.
Are you reading anything, Kaylin?
No.
You were talking about something you wanted to read.
Yeah.
I just picked up this one, Six Crimson.
Oh
Crinkles.
yeah.
Like
So
2 days
cute.
ago or something. It's really good. I haven't picked up a fantasy in a really long time, and I was like, it's about time because I miss it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's young adult, and it has like obviously like Asian folklore weaved into it. So it's really intriguing so far. So it's a
The
good
cover
one.
is really pretty.
I know.
It's cool.
I love the trend of the illustrated people on the cover.
Same.
It's so
So much
good.
better than the like actual like photography of people.
Yeah.
Like
I
put
know. A lot of
Photoshop
creators do
effects
that.
on them. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I'm like still salty about though is the A Court of Thorns and Roses cover changes. Like just because they're all different, and then the fourth one, or they're all the same, and the fourth one's different. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's so dumb. I have the fourth one, but
the
it's
fourth one they don't have like as. Oh, that's messed up. Why did you do that?
Not
Like
optional.
change midway through. That's not very nice.
I want to read this one so bad. I actually have it from the library right now, but I don't know if I'll get to it in time.
So many good ones.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay, that sounds like my kind of book, literally just from the title.
Knobs.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are reading. It's funny how a lot of people are reading thrillers right now. The
Yeah.
Maidens, or
I feel like Summer Ween is influencing
that
people.
is true. I was gonna participate and then things just got busy, so
Yeah.
But well, should we go ahead and dive in because we're packing in 2 books?
Yeah.
Yes, get ready. If you're here, we're covering 2 for 1.
Yes. I'm gonna put up this little guy so when people go back later, we're talking about this one first.
Yeah. And yeah, by the way, because we're talking about 2 books, if you don't want spoilers, you might have to skip ahead or come back if you don't want spoilers for this. And you guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about them at the same time.
Yeah.
Confusing. Could you imagine like a mashup of these 2 books?
Total opposite.
We're trying to keep it to like 20 minutes each book, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So so do you guys have an overall rating? Zoe, do you want to start?
Yeah, I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. I honestly don't know really why it's not a 5. Maybe just because it didn't have that special oomph, but I thought it was beautifully written. I thought it was a beautiful story, and like loved the characters, loved the plot, loved everything about it. So yeah, I thought this was honestly so good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the only reason why this author, like this book even stuck out to me is because I watched Never Let Me Go a couple of years back, and it was so eerie and weird, but I sobbed my eyes out. So I was like, okay, well, I need to, read his next book. So yeah, I gave it about 4.5 too, I would say.
Why didn't you give it a 5? Also, because there's just there was like, wow,
it's a little bit lacking with something, and I'm not sure what.
Same.
I think it's just his whole writing style, and it is Japanese literature, which is a more simple culture and lifestyle, and so you just have to get used to that writing. So it is slower, but yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and there's a lot of theories and things that I have as well. So it made it even better. So
did you guys ever read like, oh my gosh, what's that author's name? He wrote like Norwegian Wood and stuff like that. He's another Japanese author.
Murakami?
Yeah, he kind of like, you can definitely tell there's like this style of writing, it definitely reminded me of that in certain ways. So
yeah. I think it's almost like, how do I say it? It's like, not that it was like, I feel like there was something I wanted there to be a little bit more of maybe a twist or a little bit more of a like drop the mic kind of moment, and there really wasn't, but it didn't make it bad for not having that. I just kind of wish it had it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I can definitely see on this side of the spectrum why people would give it 2 stars as well, because it is like a contemporary literature. If you're used to like thrillers or like fantasy or more world building, I mean, you're probably not gonna like it. So I understand why people are like, yeah. Well, Lauren, I do have a theory. So there is kind of a twist at the end, and I'm curious to see if anybody caught it.
I forgot to read that last chapter.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, what?
It's a cool theory. That's what I like about, like Monica mentioned in the comments that she was left with more questions than answers. And I personally love feeling that way most of the time when I read a book, especially something that's literary, because it really begs like the reader to fill in the blanks and like almost like apply their own worldview or their own experiences to the experiences of the characters and the story. And I personally love that. Like, I think
too. I feel like it also makes it stick in your brain for longer because you're going to constantly be like coming back to it in certain places.
I still think about this.
Questions.
Yeah. Definitely character driven for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different for sure. I think it is just part of Japanese literature too in general. I mean, I have very limited knowledge on it because I mean, I just read manga, but I feel like this opened like the gateway of me like wanting to read more like translated stuff. So,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's like, I mean, you can always see some sort of similarities between Japanese literature, I think. Just like when I'm reading an American author, usually I'm like, okay, this is an American author. Like I can usually tell, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so true.
I know. That was like,
That was just
I mean,
insane.
we can get into that, but like her character was just so fascinating to read from, like her perspective, because she's like this AI, this like robot who's like constantly learning things and supposed to be functioning as like pretty much intelligent first, but then she's also learning things such as like feelings, and she also has like faith and like hope and these things that don't necessarily seem logical. And so it was like so beautiful. I don't know. It just I'm falling back in love with this story all over it because I finished it a month ago.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
So that being said, do you guys think something like this would ever actually happen in the future? And if it does, like, do you think, I don't know, this would be something you would buy for your kids? Or like, I don't know, like what's your whole viewpoint on it? Like, I mean, I know we all have like Christian morals as well with some of it, but just from like a regular like outsider's perspective, like what do you guys think? I'm just curious.
I would hope that something like this wouldn't happen personally, but I think I would be scared. Like it, or okay, say like I wasn't Christian and I didn't have like those beliefs. I feel like I would look at it a little bit differently. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like maybe I wouldn't be as scared, but
I see definitely how it could be used in the future for people that maybe struggle with depression. I mean, it was clear that the mom did, and she didn't want to have to go through that cycle again of like another child dying. So I can see like how some people might be okay with that and want that. And but the fact of like bringing someone almost back to life again, like so that they never die, is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that the part of the like the morals that you're talking about, or the
kind of, yeah, just like any thoughts anyone has on it? I just think the whole AI thing is just such an interesting concept, honestly.
Yeah, I do too. To me, it feels like humans are trying to play God, and that's why I'm like, it's a little scary because it'll always be a little more messed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I'm like, I think it would be kind of cool. Yeah, but I'm wondering, I'm like, am I like naive though, that like I don't often think about robots like becoming actually like humans?
Right. Yeah, like the actual thought of them being real. I think that's where I am. Like if I think of it in like a sci-fi kind of way, like then I think it's cool. But if I actually think like practically, oh my gosh, this would happen, then I'm like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
It is a little unsettling. Have you ever seen those have you ever seen the robots that make the coffee in like cities? Have you seen those?
Oh, like the little ones that roll around?
No, they're like arms. They're like and they're like they literally like make coffee in front of you and then give you your like they make like a latte.
No, I've seen the little like in Japan and stuff that like serve people.
Yes.
Oh my God. Those are so cute. I'm okay with those.
Yeah.
So cute.
That's so crazy.
There's totally ones when I was in San Francisco. There are like these little boxes and they're on the streets and they literally like there's little mechanical arms and they make your coffee for you.
Do they have little faces or anything?
I don't think they had any faces. I think they because maybe it would like creep people out even more. I think, but
yeah, honestly, I'd be cool with that.
I mean,
I'd be cool
with Roomba, get a Roomba.
Yeah.
That's basically.
That's what I have too. Darth Roomba. Wait, what did you name yours again?
I can't remember. I think Andrew calls him Raoul.
Raoul. So random.
He has to have the alliteration.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I called. You heard what I called mine, right?
Wait, tell me again.
Darth Roomba. Because it looks like Darth Vader, but little tiny vacuum cleaner.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah.
Uh,
Have you also seen, sorry, this is like a little bit of a side tangent, but have you seen those little, I think they're called Vector, the little Vector robots that people have on their desks?
mhm,
And they look kind of like Wall-E robots a little bit. They're like really little. They're so cute. They can learn their environment and like learn how to communicate and stuff. And they're like this big and they're so cute.
I'm gonna cry. That's
I
adorable.
know. They're like $400, so I looked into it because I was like, I really want one.
Oh my goodness.
This is so true. I think this is the biggest part that
Yeah.
creeped me out is you
Oh
can't.
my gosh.
There's got to be some like this sounds weird, but some branding or like differentiation between the two, like because that's just
Yeah.
it's scary to think about.
Yeah, have you seen those like robots? Because I think what I don't like is when we're trying to create like a human robot. Like I like robots for other things, but when you're actually trying to create a human robot, have you
Yeah.
seen those ones like that are in that uncanny valley of looking like humans and they look like so creepy and off?
Oh no. That's creepy. Yeah.
No. That's scary though.
Yeah.
That's really creepy. Did you guys foresee like them wanting to make Josie into
No
an
clue.
AI, basically?
No, I did not see that coming at all. I thought like maybe it was a kind of like she was literally and metaphorically replacing the sister that passed away, like that gap or whatever. But I didn't foresee them being like, oh, by the way, we're making you a replacement, which like looking back totally makes sense. And I could see how it wouldn't be a surprise for some people who are maybe more in tune than I am. But I thought that was really, really like good and interesting plot point.
Yeah. I think I noticed something was weird, like when the mother wanted Claire to go with her to like the waterfall. And she was asking her to like walk the same and mimic her.
Yeah.
And I knew something was up. I was like, that's really weird. I was like, that is so odd. But I know they mentioned throughout that Josie had like this illness. So I was like, I was like, how's this going to work? Like, I couldn't put the pieces together fast enough. So,
yeah, I wasn't trying to really like, I don't know. This was one of those books where I literally was just along for the ride. Yeah. And I thought that like, I think something passed in my head where I was like, are they going to like freeze Josie? Like, are they going to try and like figure out like a specific way to treat her and like freeze? I don't know. Like, but I couldn't figure out that she was a replacement.
Yeah. The portrait thing was what was weird when they kept asking her to like come back. Yeah.
I thought it was creepy. I was like, what is this guy doing to her? Like, it was a weird vibe that I got. I don't know. I was freaked out.
This is true. Yeah. There's a couple hints, but I was like, I don't know. It seems kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
More readers have this book as fiction. Huh. Yeah. I would agree with that. It's kind of like one of those it's like a mix of everything. You can't really tell like what it is.
Yeah. It felt very much like a literary fiction to me where it was like there's a deeper meaning the whole time, which I like. Yeah.
I also thought another thing that was interesting was like what are your thoughts on the society that he created with like the whole lifted children? Like I guess that meant like them being more, I guess, smarter is what I was assuming. But I was confused in the beginning about what in the world that meant.
Yeah. I felt like that was a very much like to basically like talk about classism. I felt like privilege. Like
yes.
I did feel like it was smarter, but I also felt like it was more like the connections you had, the family you were born into, the money that you had, sort of thing. And I thought that was done really well. Like I think you can do that really heavy-handed, like make it very political, and you're like, okay, you know, I don't mind that from time to time, but I don't like being kind of sideswiped with that in a book sometimes. And in this one, I really appreciated that it was talked about.
Yeah, I think it's definitely comparison to like where we live right now too. Just the whole, you know, privilege in society and classes for sure.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the genetic I didn't think about the genetically engineered.
Yeah, I thought something was weird. Like lifted just sounds like
Yeah.
mechanical in some way. So
It definitely had like a really interesting undercurrent of like something. I agree that I wanted like I feel like he could have wrote a whole separate book about just that.
Yeah, this was true.
Yeah.
It was yeah, I think I don't know if that was like the point or if it was just kind of like the language, you know what I mean? Because Japan, but I don't know.
I feel like that's I don't know. I feel like that's kind of common in this kind of book where it's like it's not it doesn't beg to like the point of the book, like the bigger overarching point of the book, but it does help like be a part of that kind of foundation for the bigger point, if that makes sense. So I understand, like, I think as you, like, as people, as I read more and figure out what genres I like and what I don't like, for people who don't like, you know, these kind of more in-depth, like you have to dig for the answers kinds of books, it's totally, yeah, I would be so annoyed by that too.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I must have missed that. Yeah, I get that. I understand that.
This is true. If I was ever confused, I thought it was just because Klara was too. Yeah, it was true.
That's a good point, though.
Yeah. I was like confused the whole time, but also it was like this unsettling feeling the way it was written, but like, ugh, yeah.
Yeah, you always felt like there was more going on than you really knew, which was cool because you're reading from a robot's perspective. So like her knowledge is actually very limited.
Yeah. I also thought it was really interesting when they had like the thing that put me on edge, like that I was like, oh, I got to keep reading, was the part where I guess all the kids have like this type of meeting where it wasn't like necessarily a party, but I don't know is that what they called it, Zoe? I can't remember.
It was like a school, like all of her, like, well, not even her school friends, was it? Was it like kids in her class?
It was just kind of like weird.
Other lifted children who were like on the same path that she was, basically.
Yeah. And I thought it was super interesting how like all of the kids treated Klara differently. Some of them were like, oh, let's just throw her around on the couch. And then some of them were like, oh no, that's evil. Don't treat her that way. So I don't know. I really don't know like if this were ever to happen in real life, like in the future. It's just so interesting. I think that would cause a huge divide in society.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is I feel like it really does show how different people would think about an AI. Because I think some people would be like, oh, this is like human, it has emotions. And then some people would be the totally opposite and be like, no, this is a robot. And like, just, I don't know. It's a really good point.
Yeah. The whole book was just, I don't know. Did you find the line at the end, Zoe? Because the ending is what?
Oh yeah, we should talk about that theory.
Absolutely threw me for a gigantic loop.
I'm going to go turn on this other light. Hang on.
You're good.
I don't know if it was a specific line.
It's the very last paragraph where essentially the theory is that Klara is now she's watching this, and correct me if I'm wrong because you were doing more research than I was, but the Clara's watching the store manager walk away from the store, and she's watching her walk, and she describes it very much as the exact same walk that Josie had right at the beginning of the story, with like the limp and the shoulder and stuff like that. And so the theory is, well, I feel like you probably can take it.
Yeah, I literally like, I don't know how, but I found like this giant long Reddit thread of people like just theorizing the whole thing.
That's so cool though.
In the end, it says she then walked away down the long passage between the rows, and it was noticeable how she walked differently to the way she had in the store. With each second step, she would lean to her left in a way that made me worry her long coat on that side might touch the dirty ground. And Josie had the limp. So I'm curious, did anyone catch on to that? Because I sat there and I was like, what?
I think I did catch it, and I was like, that's interesting. But I didn't really like dwell on like what the impact of that was, because I think myself, like a lot of other people, because I actually was watching a couple of YouTube reviews on this book because I wanted to see if other people had other theories. But a lot of people, including myself, took this book very much more at like face value.
Literal.
Like the themes of love and hope and faith and like her relationship with the son and like how she's a robot but she still feels things and those kinds of things. And then this theory was that but it also went with like further where this person's theory thought that like Josie did actually die and Klara did replace her.
Yeah.
And that's why the mother and also, what was his name? The boyfriend.
Yeah. I'm tempted to read this whole thing off, but it's kind of long, so I don't know if people want to sit through it.
No, I think you should read it because it's not too long and it's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on to your seats, people.
Good.
I'm really curious if anybody like caught on to the end because I feel like I was one of the only people that did, so I don't know why, but yeah. Okay. So this person said, okay, my theory is that the whole narrative needs to be read from the perspective of the very last scene. Klara is recalling the story, but her memory is jumbled and disconnected. Perhaps like humans, she's hopeful and superstitious. She wants, like the mothers, so badly for Josie to get better that her recollection of Josie's recovery and what happens isn't true. Why would Mr. Capaldi bother coming to visit the mother's home if they weren't proceeding? Did Rick and Josie suddenly decide to go their separate ways, or was Klara misremembering that Josie died and Rick couldn't love the AF Josie? Perhaps what really happened is that Klara did get copied over to Josie, Mr. Capaldi came to oversee it, and in her last days, Josie did go to the hospital and her doctor's advice and died there. There was a period of mourning. In one scene, Klara says the mother was wearing a black nightgown, and the new Josie was brought to her room. When the sun comes out, like near the end scene, the AF Josie wakes for the first time. Shortly after she wakes, all of a sudden the plans change. Rick doesn't want to go to Atlas Brookings, nor does Josie. Wasn't that the college or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. The father comes to make his views clear about the mother and Josie's plans, but we're not sure what the disagreement is about. Rick says, I know I'll always keep searching for someone just like her, at least the Josie I once knew, which I think implies that the Josie that got better is not the same. When Mr. Capaldi visits, he said, back then it was you who came to me, remember? I just did my best to help you. I'm glad it worked out well with Josie in the end. But it's no reason for you to be so mad at me all the time. The father said that he didn't think the mother would ever accept AF Josie. I don't think she did. Why would she be so angry with him otherwise all the time if they never went ahead? Which is true. Perhaps Mr. Capaldi visited often and slowly changed Josie's appearance to age her. It's also odd Rick would not show up to say goodbye to Josie, and nor did the father, which I thought was really weird, actually. I was like, what? They also mention Melania, which I think was
she was like the maid, like the housekeeper.
Yeah, maid, whatever. Yeah. They also mention her going away to a community. We know Melania was loyal to Josie and opposed the idea of her being replaced. Perhaps Melania was upset and left to an AF-free community. If you reread the last chapter slowly, there are many hints which suggest that Josie did indeed die and was replaced. The replacement so seamless, even Klara believed it was her.
It's an interesting theory, and like those are the kinds of theories that I love.
Me too.
Because I'm like, yes, like challenge everything that I thought I just read.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like,
time I don't know.
I love holding on to that theory
that's
because
okay. I feel like that's kind of the point. Like you said, the whole point of the book is to take what you want out of it, I think. And so
yeah.
I don't know. I think that makes a good book, you know?
I totally agree. That's like my favorite movies are like that too, where it's very ambiguous and you're just
same.
I'm gonna come to my own conclusion.
Yeah.
This is true. This was my thought. I was like, well, that is true, because who is in the yard, the scrap yard place.
Yeah. I think that like ultimately it was what it was, and it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think that like I think people like myself who really wanted maybe that extra little twist, that's one theory that you could really run
Yeah.
with, try and fit in. But also I just really liked it for
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I bought Never to Let Me Go like the day after because I was like, I need to read it. But yeah, so there's a little food for thought, I guess you could say.
I think it's so good to do that. Like, I don't know. I feel like we've had a few books that we've read for our book club that have been that way, where some people end up like coming up with it. Like Bunny, I feel like is the perfect example. Like you could come up with a million theories about that book, or you could just take it for what it was.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I just love books like this because you can interpret it any way you want. And yeah.
I totally agree. I really like, I just have to say before we like move on to the next one, because I feel like it was such a big part of the book. I loved Klara's relationship to the sun, and it felt very much like that. I don't know. It felt like faith. It felt like he saw the sun as God. And it was so just, I don't know. It was so cool to like read and like to even have that idea of like an AI, an artificial intelligence, like have this faith, and it's so big and it's so like that scene. Oh my gosh, that scene where she is like begging the sun to save Josie, and like she thinks it's like all her fault because she like didn't do it right, and like all of that wrestling, like that so reminds me of like my faith journey. And I just like, it really, like, I don't think I'm ever going to forget that scene specifically, and just like the relationship between the two. I thought that was such a beautiful entire relationship. I loved it so much.
Yeah, I think there actually is a lot of like religion from Japanese culture that was going into that. So that's something else I wanted to like research and see just what they believe too. So yeah.
So good. Yeah, same. I absolutely loved it.
Oh yeah, that was odd.
That was really cool. There were very like slightly disturbing, like not like gory or graphic, but just like it's so interesting how this author could make something feel really disturbing, like wasn't
like Black Mirror.
Yeah. It was so just kind of like, what is happening right now? No, but I like it.
Yeah, so true. Well, yeah, I'm glad everyone, I kind of expected everyone to have their ratings kind of all over the place and thoughts, and I don't know, I definitely questioned everything I read when I read like that last paragraph. So that's when I was like Googling like crazy just to see what other people thought. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can interpret different things, which is cool. But yeah. Anyways, should we move on to the next one?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm ready to tear this one apart.
Yes, me too.
Oh no.
Me too. I'm glad that you have the same feeling, Zoe.
Girl. It's been a minute since I have felt so fiery about a book.
Yeah, that ending was
horrible.
The whole book was trash.
Absolute trash.
Garbage.
I know. Sorry. I would say the first half I actually enjoyed, but
yes.
Yeah.
So what are y'all's ratings?
What did I rate it on Goodreads? I'm gonna go look.
I haven't even rated it on Goodreads yet.
I think you rated it a 3.
Did I? Now I'm thinking even lower because I've sat on this book for a while.
Thanks for staying.
Well, yeah, you might not want to read it after we talk about it, because I read it. Well, I finished it during Halloween, and I think at the time I rated it like a 2.5 because I was like, and my reasoning was because I feel like this book is meant for a certain reader. I think that if you're not, and no offense to you, Liv, because you said you kind of liked it, but I think if you're not, I don't know, and maybe this is wrong, and I'm totally open to discussion around it. I felt like this is good for people who are maybe mystery thriller novices, like people who don't
agree.
really, like, aren't super into this genre a lot, and like they just kind of want some kind of crazy stuff and like thrown in there, and they just don't really care necessarily about like everything making sense. They're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
I think as like someone,
nothing makes sense in this.
Nothing makes sense.
I totally agree. The ending was like, this is so bad. Like, it's like horror movie, like B movie bad.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
I don't know I finished it at like midnight last night, and then I read the epilogue when they were on the bus, and I was like, whose perspective is this from? And
I forgot about that.
Well, I don't know if Elizabeth is still here, but
wait, no,
I messaged her because I knew she read it, and I was like, so whose perspective was that supposed to be from? She's like, oh, it's just another killer you're not supposed to know. I'm like, what?
See, and that I didn't know that either until I literally just before this watched another YouTube video, and that's what she alluded to, and I was like, I didn't even consider that. I thought it was from the hotel owner, or I thought it was from her brother. That she does not make that clear at all. And I'm sorry, like, Sarah, you wrote a book, good job. Like, I can't do that. But like, girl, I'm not going to read the sequel. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
I was excited, and I didn't.
Excited. It was atmospheric.
Okay, so I think why I didn't.
It was so atmospheric.
I think why I did. That's a good thing that I did like about it. I thought the atmosphere was great.
Yeah, I thought that it was okay.
But the part that I did appreciate about it is less on the domestic drama side, because I like a good mystery, and I felt like this is what that was. I mean, not a good mystery, but like a mystery.
I'm sorry. I'm dying at Elizabeth's calling us out. She said, I totally get what Zoe's saying about the things not making sense. Did you guys like the atmosphere though?
Oh yeah.
Honestly, if there was anything that I were to like about the book, it was probably the atmosphere.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this would have been perfect like for winter, but
like literally the setting was the good part of it.
The hotel sounded really cool. Like the way that it was being described is like this old sanatorium, and it was kind of cold, and like showing off some of the old artifacts, but it like being a modern kind of thing. That was cool. But
yeah.
Did we say we all just derailed?
Yeah, we went on a tangent there.
Yeah. So I would say my rating, like what do we do? The personal and then subjective.
Yeah. Subjective.
The subjective, objectively, 1 star. Subjectively, like 2.5 for, I think, people who don't like read a ton. Like this isn't their like first and favorite genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Last night I was like, oh yeah, it was like a 3, but then like when I sit on things for a while, sometimes it can get bumped lower. So yeah, it was like a 2.5. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever read, but I've also read worse. So
see, I think it was like I originally rated it a 3 when I first finished it. And I think there was something about it that made me rate it a 3, and I can't remember what it was. Like if it was someone else's rating or something. But now that I've been sitting on it for a while, or maybe it was the acknowledgements, I can't remember. Anyways, now after comparing it to like other thrillers that I've read, I think I would rate it like a 1.5 or a 2.
I have so much to say. This comment.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like literally, how is this woman a detective? Please prove to me where her come from, because every single decision she made was terrible. Like, how are you gonna say and think and let us know that you think your brother is a killer, and then you're gonna provide him information that you know is going to set him off? Like, why would you do that? I'm not a detective, and I wouldn't do that. Like, come on.
Yeah. Same. I'm like, why would you go anywhere by yourself? What?
Yeah. Yeah, and she kept wanting to do it by herself. I was like, girl, that's like the first rule of when
She was so prideful. She wanted to do everything on her own to prove that she could still be a detective. And I was like, you suck. No.
No, it was terrible. And like she like went through people's bags and computers, like didn't have a warrant for anything, didn't like care about that. She went off by herself. She literally like she just told everybody any news she found. She made assumptions literally every 5 minutes. She was like, "Oh, this person did it. Oh, this thing happened. Oh, I think it's this person that this." I'm like, you're nothing. Like nothing is logical in your brain.
Yeah.
No wonder you freaking got fired or whatever.
Yeah. I also didn't like remember how there was the like, was it Swedish police or something? Was it Sweden?
Yes.
Was it in Sweden? Swedish police, and they were like, "Oh, just go ahead and figure out the mystery for us." Like,
and there's just an avalanche that we conveniently can't make it through to get to the sanatorium.
We can't make it, so go ahead, figure out the mystery, even though you're not a certified police officer anymore and you're not even from our country. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and like what even like the avalanche, like that didn't even like really. That was the thing. Like this book overall was so disjointed. In every single way, like none of the characters made sense, nor did they stick to like the character that you thought they were or like were explained to be in the beginning. Then you've got this first you're like led to believe, oh, okay, we've got this detective and she's got this relationship with this great boyfriend that she loves so much. And they're going to this like creepy, okay, cool. It's gonna be a horror. This is gonna be paranormal. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Yeah, so first it's gonna be like paranormal, right? Yeah. And then we're gonna no. Now she's got like some drama in her workforce, so we're gonna figure out like what happened there. What's the mystery there? No, wait. She actually the real mystery is figuring out why her brother died and why she thinks.
Yeah.
No wait. Yeah. A housekeeper trudging through the snow and getting kidnapped and tortured. Okay, so there we got that, and then we're gonna have her try and figure out why her sister-in-law is missing. Okay, like pick one thing. Literally one thing.
What the heck was that? Like the twist where it was like, oh, she thought that her brother was the one that murdered, or like
I knew it was
her brother, and then he was like, no, it was you the whole time. I was like, good one. Wow.
Oh goodness,
I can't.
Yeah, that was such a stupid twist, and even the like main antagonist, that. Stupid twist. What? Stupid freaking twist.
What? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
And then, how convenient.
Didn't even make sense.
It's about like the tragedy that happened to her. Like, I'm like, what? I really thought that there was gonna be something about like a bunch of like there was gonna be this whole like I don't know, party of people that were like relatives of
that would have been cool.
That would have been cool. Yeah, would have been like, okay, like they're because they talked a little bit. Can you not bathe yourself? Like, sorry, just gonna sit here. So yeah,
that's how George feels about this book.
This is how George
I don't even care. Yeah, I totally agree though. I think that would have been a really cool book if it was like all of these ancestors of the women that were tortured. Like that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But
like
I actually like love sanatoriums and things like that. There's just some interesting like photography, and everything that went on is just absolutely absurd. Like it really creeps me out. And I thought this was going to be creepy, and it was in the first few chapters. But then I was like, but I would really like to know, because I know Elizabeth said she liked it. Like, what did you guys actually like? Was there anything? I don't know.
We should probably let other people see what they liked, because I'm actually curious.
Yeah. I thought the pacing was okay. Like, there wasn't moments where it was slow and moments where it was like super fast. I felt like the pacing was pretty decent, but.
I felt like the pacing was decent because she just she changed topics so many times, which I just found like I felt really annoyed. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, Kim.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, honestly.
I know, which is surprising. Well, I DNF'd, so I didn't really have like tons of opinions about Mermaid Moon because I DNF'd it. But
Mermaid Moon, I felt like I kind of gave like half my attention to. I think because too, like I love this genre, right? I love this genre, and I know, and like this was set up to be, and I think what really made me mad was like literally what it came down to was just poor writing. And I'm not a writer. I'm also not like I didn't study literature. I couldn't like give you, you know, specific reasons on how to fix the writing, but I really felt like there were choices made that really altered how amazing this book could have been. And that's what's so disappointing about it.
Yeah.
Yes, it definitely did for me too.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Okay, so I guess I will say, like, I did like, I liked the atmosphere. I did like the whole setting. I liked the fact that they were in this, like, sanatorium turned hotel. Like, I personally loved, which is going to make me sound so weird, I really liked some of the darker scenes. Like, I was really intrigued when, like, Adele was getting tortured in this cave, because I was like, what is going on? Or, like, when she was pushed into the
elevator.
Yeah, the elevator.
Yeah. Oh, the elevator scene to me was one of my favorite scenes because she was like, she actually came up behind her and like, I don't know, it was scary to me. That was like one of the scariest scenes.
Oh, yeah. Like, scenes were like,
I feel like the way that part was written, it wasn't very detailed. Like, I feel like she blacked out and like all of a sudden the person just ran off. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there was a lot missing that I just, I don't know.
I also really didn't like, I know we tried to say things we liked, but there's just so little. I also really didn't like the way that she wrote the boyfriend. Like, how confusing, right?
Yeah.
Because he was totally set up to be this like supportive, wonderful guy that she was so in love with, and like she didn't have anything bad to say about him. And then all of a sudden his character is like, oh yeah, you should totally go back to work. You should like definitely do this and stuff. And then all of a sudden he's like a douche. He was like, no, you're not gonna go back. You're not focusing on me. We're supposed to move in together, blah, blah, blah. And he was like a big baby the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, and then she's still telling him information. I didn't understand like that whole relationship.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was
and the whole thing that happened to Cecile, I guess is how you say her name.
Yeah.
Like when she was a teenager and her brother just watched, and I was like, this is just, come on. I was just like,
yeah, that was like
lazy.
Let me say, this pissed me off. The ending, like her reasoning as to why she killed people was because her brother she got R-worded.
Yeah.
And that's why she wanted revenge on her brothers, because her brother didn't say anything. Like, and that's why she murdered people. Yeah. Women? She murdered women.
Yeah.
As a woman who has been abused and like,
it made no sense.
What?
It was almost like it was almost offensive, honestly. I was actually wondering if you were gonna have commentary on that, because I found that I was like, that's freaking out of left field and just makes it seem like convenient for someone to.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah. It pissed me off. As a person who's gone through that,
Well, he's now he'd rather just sleep.
Oh, I can't believe that was her ending. Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
That comment, villainizing a victim. That's exactly like what? Like, how am I supposed to feel about this person now? Are you trying to make me like them? Like, is this justifiable? I'm so confused.
Yeah. I think that was what she was trying to do, is to try to like justify why she murdered people, when it's like, no, she's murdering women. Like, it pisses me off because it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of what I started getting to. Yeah, totally.
It's not okay.
Freaking men.
Yeah.
I just, Now
I want to give it a 0. Now I'm like, I am so
Now I know why like Ariel Bissett and people like, bigger booktubers don't give ratings anymore on Goodreads, because it's just like, it's so difficult to just
I'll do the whole like I'll finish it and I won't give a rating until sometimes I'll wait even till the end of the year when I'm like seeing
going back,
because then I'll see how I feel about them then. But yeah, it was such a poorly done book in so many ways. And
Yeah, it was.
yeah, that in particular was very.
Yeah. It was just, yeah. And the whole like cutting the fingers thing and all of that too. I was just like, oh.
What was that about again? Like, why did she do that and then like stick them in a box or whatever? Like,
because the historical like photographs they found.
Oh, that's right.
Some of the women, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I think I'm going to be giving this book away. So if anyone wants it.
Same.
I just across the room. Oh, gosh. George, do you want to read it? No? Okay, don't play.
He's like, I'll pee on it.
Man.
I have to say, I haven't been that heated over a book in a long time. I didn't realize how heated I was.
It takes a lot, like, for a book to do that to me.
Yeah.
It's just that one was pretty bad. Yeah. And like I just want to say too, I felt like that whole plot twist, there was like weird political kind of commentary, and it almost like in comparison to Klara and the Sun, that's an example of I feel like not doing it well and just it's convenient and it like sideswipes you. You're kind of like, oh, now I'm supposed to feel this specific way because you're telling me. And it's so much of that throughout the book. It's just telling. This is how it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew there was going to be some things that y'all wanted to talk about because I was like,
Well, I honestly totally forgot until I remembered the ending and like what her motivation was. And then I'm like, remembering that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's really bad. So
weird. So weird.
Yeah, I kept seeing this book all over Bookstagram, and I was like, oh, it's a Reese's Book Club.
Yeah. Reese's Book Club, yeah.
And there's a specific Bookstagrammer, I won't mention her name, whatever, but I always trust her reviews, and she was talking about, her and how she has her seal, and like almost all the books she has a seal on gets turned into an adaptation, and she's just like, I don't like any of the book club picks from her, so I'm like I'm going to trust her from now on with her reviews because
I feel like I've read more that I've really enjoyed her picks
from Reese's.
Yeah, but this one was a huge miss. But like again, it's like I wonder. Well, I guess I don't know how it works. Surely somebody has to read it before they don't just like read the synopsis and then make it a book club pick, or do they?
Maybe they do because I don't know.
Maybe she reads it first.
Yeah, I don't know. But like I felt like the promise of what it was supposed to be is awesome, but it was so...
Oh my gosh, same, Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I really hope that doesn't happen.
I hope not either.
Reading forever.
Spread the word.
First, folks.
I'm tempted to write a review and put it on my Bookstagram. Well, I'm definitely going to say, some trigger warnings and stuff on my Goodreads review because I feel like stuff like that just needs to be known. Like it needs to be said. Yeah. And if someone goes into a book like that and doesn't know what they're getting into, it's just like,
yeah.
Two
very different feelings, two very different books. So,
yeah.
That's kind of what I feel like. And maybe she reads them afterwards, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because does she ever have like an actual discussion about the books or no?
I don't know.
I honestly feel like she literally puts her name on it and it's a way for her to make money, but I highly doubt she picks them, highly doubt she reads them, highly doubt
I think so too. I feel like she probably makes some sort of like money off of having that seal on the book,
Yeah.
Sketch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm glad most of you agreed with us. I didn't feel as
I'm
bad.
so sorry. If you liked it, I'm so sorry.
I don't see why people would like it.
Yeah.
But maybe if it's like the first mystery thriller you picked up, or I don't know. Too much convenience.
To each their own, I think. I don't necessarily think except for the icky part at the end, but like other than that, I don't think it's necessarily problematic. I don't really like labeling books problematic either, personally, but like totally to each their own. Like if you liked it, I'm glad you did because liking books is more fun. Well, maybe not always. Sometimes it's fun to hate.
I think it's fun to hate books. So
Only if you can talk about them with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more fun to consistently like the books you're reading, though.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
true. It's true.
Wow. Shall we talk about our hopefully better read next month?
Yes. I don't have mine yet. I ordered the really pretty version.
Oh, that version.
Yeah, what version are you talking about?
Let me find you it's so pretty. I don't know if it's like a specific bookstore in the UK. They made this like gorgeous, like really vivid. Let me find it.
What does yours look like underneath, Liv? Because yours is different colors. Because yours is book of the month. Oh, it's like the opposite.
Yeah, it's
Cute.
like opposite. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it's normally $28, and I was not spending $28, so I just got a book.
How much I spent?
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's like
really.
really
I love that one.
Yeah, I'm excited. I saw pictures where also the it was like blue sprayed edges, so I'm really hoping that that's what comes. It looks like gore. Like
I'm so jelly.
I think I'm gonna like it. I really liked 700, so I think I liked her writing a lot, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
She definitely has that unlikable character thing throughout all of her books. Like I think I rated like Evelyn Hugo like 3 stars, and Daisy and the Jones and the Six was fun, but like
Fun.
I don't know.
I want to read that one still. I don't know why I haven't picked it up.
I think you would like it, especially because you're musically inclined. I think you would like it.
I heard the audiobook was pretty good for that one too.
It's so good.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to get that one.
Yeah.
I bawled like a baby in that book.
That's funny.
Oh, that is funny. So that means she didn't like it, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about
so we're a little stuck on what to pick next. As far as like we've been kind of going back and forth with what to read. So we're open to suggestions. I think the best place to like send us suggestions, we can mark down the ones you sent us, but if you DM us too, sorry, there's a motorcycle. If you like DM us like the titles, we can definitely consider it and look into it. Obviously we're going to pick, like we want to pick something that we think most people are going to
read.
And something that we do want to read. But we're always open to options. And then I think in like maybe we're going to talk about it. And then in a few days, I think we're going to put a poll up to see what everyone would prefer to read. And then we can pick that way. And then as far as September goes, I think we're still planning that too. That one's a little hard because we're going to be together. So we're like, do we do a live show together? Like, would you guys like that? Do we still want to do a book? Do we want to do like something else? Do we want to do like a watch part, like a Netflix watch party, or like, I don't know, something just new together? Yeah, we're kind of like, we're feeling indecisive.
Because we've done like reading sprints before, but like never the 3 of us together. And we're like, I don't know. Whatever you guys, if you have ideas of anything we can do, like while the 3 of us are together. So we're thinking, possibly like skipping book for September because of that.
And then doing, but I think we would still want to do some sort of live show, but it would be like all together.
Yeah.
Right? And like I don't know.
Maybe we could like, I don't know. We're still figuring it out. I feel like it would be kind of fun to do like some sort of games together. Yeah, I don't know.
Same.
I don't know. We'll just figure it out. I'm so excited.
Like how I've seen a lot of booktubers when they meet up together, like how well do you know your friend?
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah,
I feel
just
like we know
fun
each other
questions.
pretty well. So
that would be pretty fun. That would be free. I'd love to do one too that like involves everyone else too in the comments, so we could try and figure out like different ones for that. Oh, that's a cute idea too. Book club picks your activities for a vlog of your visit. That would be kind of fun where we like people. All right, now I'm ready. I do see your options, Monica. I actually, a lot of what you said is like top on my want to read list. So definitely hear you out. Those look good ones. The Final Girls Sport Club looks really good.
Yes.
Oh, that does look good. That does look good. Oh.
Drinking games.
I was kind of thinking that. I feel like it might be fun.
I would love that. We've never drank together. We've never met each other in person. So we're already like all gonna cry and it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping to, if I even think about it, because the way it's gonna happen is I think Zoe and I are gonna meet before.
I know.
Because our flights come into the same airport. and then that's like our layover, and then
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's gonna be so weird meeting in
That's
airport.
gonna be so
I'm
weird.
like a hot mess in
I'm gonna
airports.
be like, where is he?
Like, I'm sorry, I'm full of anxiety. It's so good to meet you. Cool. Well, I'm
That would
glad
be hilarious.
this. Okay. This is encouraging because I was like, maybe people are gonna be like, no, we literally just want to talk about a book. We don't want to talk about you guys.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We're not really into like you guys. We're more into the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we have some ideas, but someone asked if we should DM the book club Insta. You can
Either.
Yeah, I would do the book club so that way we
Yeah,
all
maybe
see
book
it.
clubs. Yeah, so then we can know where we'll find it.
Yeah.
I do want to do this if I remember.
Yeah, please do it. Please, please, please. I'm for sure gonna do it when I come pick you up.
It's gonna be
People can think I'm crazy and we're all crazy, but I don't even care.
I don't care.
We're not the first people to film in an airport. Let's be real.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens, weird things in airports.
Oh, that's sweet. We like, oh man, it's gonna be so like I get emotional just thinking about it because it's like surreal. Like by that point, we'll have been friends for 2 years, pretty much, and like we talk nearly almost every day. Like it's just, it's gonna be so exciting.
I know. Yeah. I can't believe it's actually happening.
I know. Gosh.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are excited too.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Oh.
Yeah. Yes, it is girls only. Well, I mean, Teddy will obviously because that's his house, but
yeah, but he'll probably just like he's really good about leaving me alone when I have girlfriends over. So,
and we're gonna be doing half the time, half the week at Kaylin's house and half the week in an Airbnb in the where is it
so I'm taking them. If you guys have been to Colorado, the Rocky Mountain National Park, which is like probably the most beautiful part of Colorado. So we're staying in a cabin that's kind of close to there. So yeah. And also it's going to be fall. So like fall colors. So it'll be really pretty.
Oh my gosh. poor Teddy. Jeez.
Guys.
We like Teddy. We like
to play board games with us. But
yeah. He's honestly, he's so good. He'll like always go play video games. He loves being by himself. So I feel like he'll
Yeah. One day we'll have to get all the guys together though, because I feel like our husbands would all be friends too.
I totally think they would.
Yeah.
For sure.
So funny though.
But yeah. So
I love how they're kicking my husband out of his house.
I can't wait to hear. You gotta tell me his reaction when he hears all that.
I will. He'll probably think it's funny.
Yeah, but anyways, you guys can DM us on Instagram. I think we are kind of leaning towards more of like a poll. Because I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be fun to have like you guys decide for once. But
we haven't done that before, so
yeah, and
we'll probably find a few options and then poll.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll obviously let you all know if we decide to, do a live when we're all together and all of that. So, yeah.
Yes.
I think that's pretty much it. Did we say August 13th for this live show? Same time. It's a Friday, so we just kind of had to change it to mid-August because I have some stuff going on at the beginning of August. So,
yeah. We can say like once we can say maybe by like Sunday we'll put a poll up. Is that a good? We can get some DMs. I just don't want people to be like to miss it if they want to vote.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Maybe like Sunday morning time.
Yeah.
Time Sunday morning.
That sounds good.
But it'll be up 24 hours. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Be watching for that.
Yeah.
Thanks
for joining, guys. We love you.
Yes, thanks for joining. Oh yeah, that's true. Also, we could put a poll on our.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we have community tab available.
Well, I don't think. Oh yeah, it would have to be like on our own YouTube channels if we were gonna do that.
This is also true. We could post on Goodreads. We'll probably post on Goodreads and Instagram.
Yeah.
And I know there's a poll type way of doing things in Discord too, but yeah. Yay. Thanks for joining, guys. I know it's been a while, so it was nice to see you all.
Good.
Yeah, it was so nice to see you guys.
Yeah. And we will see you for Malibu Rising.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye, guys.